What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now today, we are going to be going ahead and discussing some Halo Infinite Season 2 information and my general opinion on if this update did anything good for the game, and if it's worth your time to go ahead and reinstall Halo Infinite onto either your console or your PC. But first and foremost, I do want to thank everybody who tuned into my live stream while I went ahead and reviewed this update live and in action over on Twitch. The link to that is in the description. I really appreciate it. Tons of you guys showed up, and also tons of you guys squatted up with me. As you guys know, Last Spartan Standing is a free-for-all styled game mode, so we couldn't go into a public match. So instead, we just got a full squad of like 10 plus players to go into a custom lobby, and we played it there, and it was tons of fun being able to play with you guys. If you guys want to tune in and also squad up, like I said, I always have open lobbies on my stream. We play together 24/7 on all crossplay games. Then by all means, tune to my stream. We start pretty much every day around 2 p.m. Eastern time. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said in the beginning of the video, today I'm going to be discussing my personal opinions on if Halo Infinite Season 2 did anything positive for this franchise. Now, before we go into the negatives, as always, I'm going to start off with some positives of what I truly enjoyed. Now, as we all know, this game is still Halo Infinite. You know, ever since day one, this game was fun to me. It was never really a problem when it came to gameplay or mechanics or lag, servers. I never really had too many issues when it comes to that stuff. Yeah, maybe the occasional server lag. But when it comes down to just simply enjoying the game casually, I'm not really that competitive of a player when it comes to Halo. I'm just more of a casual side player. I gotta say, I have a blast every single time I log into the game. So, coming back to Season 2, that doesn't change. You know, it's the same exact game as it was Season 1. So if you enjoy the gameplay, if you enjoy the movement, if you enjoy the gunfights, yeah, it's still the exact same thing. The Battle Pass is actually surprisingly good. Now, it does take some time to grind through it, as always, like we saw with the first Battle Pass. But when it comes to content, there is a lot of stuff to dabble in. Not only for the people who paid for that Battle Pass, but for people who just don't want to pay for anything at all. There are a ton of new free camos for your characters and stuff like that, and also free armor pieces as well. I gotta say, this whole Battle Pass is looking pretty solid, and I can definitely see myself going ahead and purchasing this one straight out. I gotta be honest, compared to any other Battle Pass I've ever seen in any game, whether it's Fortnite, Apex, Warzone, Call of Duty, it doesn't matter what game that we play, Halo Infinite, I gotta say, has the only Battle Pass system that I've truly ever wanted to grind out. When it comes to, the things are in the Battle Pass. Not really when it comes to, how long it takes to grind it, because that's a whole different story that we'll be talking about later on in this commentary. But when it comes to the content that you obtain from grinding it, I am pleased, Actually getting cool armor pieces and stuff like that is much more rewarding than, going to Call of Duty and getting a sticker. It's night and day differences, and they're handling it perfectly. The two new maps that came out, Big Team Battle map and also an arena map. You're watching the arena map right here. Also, very fun. I had a blast on both of them, just like all the rest of the maps in this game. I never really had a problem when it came to map designs when it comes to Halo Infinite. I think pretty much across the board, 343 has done a phenomenal job putting these maps together when it comes to design. And they have proved this concept even further with the introduction of these two new maps. Now, with that being said, that's all the positive stuff I could possibly think of for this update, because, to be honest with you guys, even though I did enjoy my time, it's extremely underwhelming. It's extremely underwhelming for a brand new season, and this is all we're going to see. Keep that in mind. Later in the season, yeah, we're going to see Forge, like 5 months down the road, and co-op campaign 5 to 6 months down the road and stuff like that. But for the time being, when it comes to multiplayer, we are not going to see any more maps or, true content introduced into this game for about a good 6 to 7 months. Yes, you heard that correctly. We have 2 maps and a battle pass to grind through for about 6 to 7 months. Now, yeah, we already discussed this before, and we already come to the conclusion that this is going to turn out bad, but my God, how did we get to this point? For a game that is just so fun to play down to the core. I mean, I have a blast even hopping into customs with the homies, even though customs is still kind of a problem to get functioning. It's just such a fun game to play. Yet, it gets boring and repetitive so quickly. The developers didn't even bother putting these new maps into their own playlists. That's why I had to go ahead and use this gameplay. We actually lost in this gameplay, Oh, spoiler alert. I mean, we're getting whooped pretty much the majority of the game, but we lost in this gameplay. But because I really need gameplay, the new map for a video like this, Season 2 content, I just had to go and grab the first thing I could possibly get, and this was the first and pretty much the only match I played until I went to a custom match later in the stream, which I talked about when we finally opened up 10 plus people. But during the whole stream, pretty much, we only had, a squad of 4 going in and playing it out. We only found it once. One time out of about 2.5 hours, I was able to play this brand new map. The reason that we're coming to this game, coming back to Season 2, is to try out this content, yet they make it impossible to even play it in the first place. And I have to go ahead and talk about this as well because it makes me a little salty. I know I said it's a positive thing that they introduced, new armor pieces into the battle passes, really good looking ones, and also, skins for your Spartans. I know I said that's cool and all, but I'm just severely disappointed with the lack of self-customization within Halo Infinite. There's nothing really for you to grind for as a player, and it's nothing we could do about that because the game is free to play, and none of us asked for this. Nobody asked for this game to be free with no content. I'm pretty positive over half the people who are playing this game right now would have gladly bought it as the full $60 price, package with the campaign included. Tons of people would have gladly done that, but the developers chose to go free to play, and guess what? The community suffers. There's no way for us to get cool things in this game without having to actually grind a battle pass or pay money for it. And all the things in the battle pass are skins and combos that in previous Halo games you would be able to do by yourself, but apparently now, since the game is free to play, you have to pay for these simple, very simplistic combinations. And yes, they do look good. I enjoy some of the combinations they have made. 343 has done a very good job. I like them. And yes, some of them are free throughout the battle pass, so you don't even have to pay for the battle pass. All you got to do is just play the game. But again, like I said, these combinations should just simply be in the game to begin with. That's just a part of Halo, the customization of your character. And don't even get me started about the progression of this still. It still needs tons of work for, XP grinding through the battle pass. Yes, they did improve it multiple times. I have to give them props for that. And I'm not trying to, be a menace here for them. But seriously, it's very aggravating having to specifically select challenges to do just to go and simply level up your battle pass. I think the pass should also go off of skill. Just basically how you play during each game. If you play poorly, you get less XP, and if you play amazing, you get more XP. That way, for the people who aren't performing so well, they still have side quests they can do. The current challenges that are in place, they can still do those and get extra XP. But the people who don't want to, go out of their way, they just want to go ahead and play Halo how it should be played, they don't have any consequences. The better they play, the more they earn. And they did add in the challenge where, obviously you can play a match, and it's endless. You can play endless amounts of matches, and each match you play, you get XP. But that number goes down, exponentially the more matches you play, to the point where you're barely getting any XP at all towards your battle pass. It just, like I said, it should go off of how well you do each match, including the side challenges as well. That'll be so much better in the long run. And of course, last Spartan standing. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys, I actually kind of enjoy this game mode. Now, I didn't go ahead and play in public matches. This is the custom match that I ran with all the homies during the live stream. It was tons of fun. I'm just assuming it'll play absolutely, equally to how this plays as well. We all had our good games, we all had our bad games. It was pretty equal across the board, and it was a blast to play. I gotta say, it's a pretty good twist on Halo, and I agree that a BR would not be bad for the game in general, but my problem with this is that I don't want a BR to come before Halo Infinite is fixed as a normal Halo product. I want this game to become complete. And for some strange reason, I feel like this concept is being introduced as, an introduction into what their BR is going to be like, because it has many BR features. I mean, it is, obviously gun game and stuff like that, but it still has the closing zone at the end of the game. You get multiple lives, and if you're all out of lives, you have to, sit out and watch the rest of the players. It has similar features that you could definitely see they can, probably already have them introduced into the BR that they're using right now. They probably just strip those features from the BR and implement them into the side mode. So I am concerned that the future of this game is going to be solely focused on a battle royale, which will do fantastic for Halo, don't get me wrong. But with the current progress of this game, I mean, we have to wait 7 months until we can get more maps, and we only got 2, one of each game mode, Big Team Battle and Arena. I mean, at that rate, if we're going to keep seeing that same amount of content, it's going to take a year plus probably close to a year and a half until we can get a decent amount of content in the game. And before we can even get to that point, they're already going to be pushing their Battle Royale experience onto us. But ladies and gentlemen, do me a massive favor and go down in the comment section. Leave your opinions about Season 2 of Halo Infinite down below. I'm very curious because for me personally, I'm really split on it. I am. I love the experience. I love the game, I love the time that I had with it, I love the time that I had hanging out with you guys, it's fun with friends, it's cool, it's just, it lacks so much content. To even consider this a season is pathetic, in my personal opinion. I would consider this like a mid-season update. Like how Call of Duty does those reloaded events or whatever, where it's a mid-season update. Yeah, that's what I would consider this. This shouldn't be considered a primary season drop. The only thing worth your time is pretty much the Battle Pass, and that's something that you're going to have to cough up money. And yes, there is free stuff in the Battle Pass, but you have to think, do you want to really grind out the game for that long to get through that Battle Pass? It's going to take tons of time. Which means you, the consumer, are going to have to grind out their multiplayer experience even longer, which is bad because it's the most repetitive experience you'll ever touch. I don't know. I feel like this is still going to fail to the MCC. It's going to have a little bit of hype around it, but the MCC is still going to take over. Even with the Last Spartan standing mode, it's not enough to make people come back and, legitimately just play this game on the regular. But, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in to this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, want to chat me, there's 2 ways to do so. I have a Twitter and Discord, both the link down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch, link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.